Will I do a Rihanna, meaning have another baby back to back to back? And first of all, I find it very interesting when family members are all up in our business and be like, so where's the next baby? I'm like, this baby is 2 months old and you're asking me for the next one? What? How about you enjoy this one first? But I don't plan on doing a Rihanna, no. I actually want my body to heal completely for at least like a year and a half before even thinking about having another child. And even then, I'm just like, the way that I feel like there's so much work, do I want another child? That is the question. That is a true question right there. Like, Rihanna has help. Rihanna has a whole team. Rihanna has nannies, I'm sure, someone that's cleaning her house, someone that is getting all her cute outfits for her, someone that does her makeup. Like, she has help. The regular person like me, my head, my mind, I'm not ready. I don't know. I don't know how people do it where it's like boom, boom, boom. Because down there still is in shambles. How are you? All right, things that I wish I knew before pregnancy. Well, not that I wish I knew. Things that I did before pregnancy, and I want to share that because I think it's important. If someone's watching and they're like, oh, I want to get pregnant, I think it's very important for you to prepare your body for pregnancy. I think a lot of us just kind of get into, you just do it, and then you realize how hard it is. And I truly believe that pregnancy is easier on the body if you prepare the body first. And I say this because that was basically my journey. So before I got pregnant, well, first of all, I couldn't get pregnant because, you know, we think we're healthy, but really we're not. So what I ended up doing is healing my body from the inside out with nutrition. I was very heavy on that. I stopped eating sugar. There's a few things I let go of. Gluten, sugar, alcohol, and dairy. Those were the top 4. And I temporarily gave up carbs. I talked about that before as well. For like 3 weeks, and then basically carb cycling, I guess that's what it's called. So I gave it up for a few weeks and then ate carbs again, and then gave it up again for like 2 weeks, and then kept doing that for a little bit just to like really heal my body. When you think about like all the things that we eat that may not be the best for us. So I did that for a while, and then I noticed results right away. So my skin started clearing up, my periods became regular. My periods were never regular. My entire life they weren't regular. So that started happening, and then bam, bam, boom, your girl got pregnant. So then even before that, I was also working out. So while I was pregnant, I continued to eat well and working out. To the point that I was like in my 3rd trimester and still working out. It was kind of crazy. It got really heavy at the end, like my belly got heavy. So the last month I would say or so, I took it easy, but I worked out my entire pregnancy, which I think is the reason why I am bouncing back much faster now. Like, I feel great. I feel like I'm back to myself. I'm back to my body. I feel good. I'm working out again. And so preparing your body for pregnancy, I think, is one of the biggest things that you can do for yourself, because you're not doing it for anybody else. It's for you and your baby, because pregnancy is hard on the body. You are going to gain a ton of weight. And why be at your weakest when you are potentially at your biggest size? Because it's a lot to carry. It's not just the belly. You just feel just heavy all around. And every single day something's different. Your back hurts, your this hurts, your that. But working out really kept me together. And like, I felt like I didn't even have backache during my pregnancy because I worked on my back. I worked on my glutes, which kept my back together. And it's so important to take care of yourself that way. And that's why I'm always big on self-care from the inside out. It's so easy for us to kind of pile things on us. You're putting a bunch of skincare, makeup on, you're doing your hair, all that is the outside. But what's going on the inside? How do you feel on the inside? Are you always tired, sleepy, your iron is low, you're one pill away from falling apart? It's not good. It's not good. You got to want to do these things for yourself. So that's what I did, and those are the things that I wish everybody would do before they get pregnant, because especially us black women, when we go to the system, they are adamant about inducing us. They are adamant about C-sections for us. And I was watching Julesie's video. She recently had a baby, and she shared her birth story, or just everything leading up to the birth. And it was almost so similar to mine, where we both had a healthy pregnancy, and towards the end, they really wanted to induce her. She ended up being induced, and it was just a lot from that point on. Me, I kept resisting being induced, and what I'm realizing, a trend with everybody in my circle, black women in my circle that were pregnant and had a baby, it's the same path that they put us on. Get induced, get a C-section, and they're done with us. So if you're not in tune with your body to be able to push back and say, I don't actually think something's wrong, or I think I'm gonna take a breather, think about it, or advocate for yourself in any type of capacity, I really feel like they just push you through the system. And that's why, unfortunately, a lot of us black women end up being a statistic. And it's so unfortunate, because I feel like a lot of these things can be prevented. And because there is such a high number of us having such a negative experience with birth, I think that's another reason why they want to induce us so fast and get it out of the way so quickly, just in case something goes wrong. And I don't know. I just really feel like you have to advocate for yourself at this point. Obviously, you got to listen to the professionals. I'm not going to say I'm a doctor. I didn't go to school to be a doctor, but I am very big on doing your own research and doing what works for you. Okay? And a lot of the times, I kind of feel like the doctors nowadays, they're not trying to get to the root cause of the issue. They're just really trying to push us through the system. And I don't like that. I don't like to be a number. I'm really sad at how many people with normal pregnancies resort to a doctor when there's nothing wrong. Yes. And like it's the same story with all of us. Induced C-section. Induced something goes wrong. Like, what's going on? Why? And I really want to study this. Like, no one's like, hang on, let me pay attention. Let me see what's going on. Like, why? And like, inducing puts you, okay, this is my theory. I'm the doctor, okay? Don't listen to me. But my theory is inducing your body when it's not actually ready yet. Because the entire time during your pregnancy, I feel like your body is doing what it's supposed to do. It's getting ready to birth. And your baby's also getting ready. Your baby's growing. It's getting all the nutrition that it needs, etc., 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 etc. So you get to the end, and little changes are happening to your body, I think, every single day, so that it gets closer to birth. So it's ready for birth. Now, when you go and you induce, I feel like it puts your body into a state that it wasn't entirely ready for. If you were ready to give birth, your body would have already gotten there. You would have started having contractions. You would have been ready to go. But if you're not there yet, and now you push your body into the edge, now it's like a state of shock. The body may not be ready, which is why I think a lot of women say the contractions are worse, harder on the body, and you are unable to actually go through the process. And then boom, what do? They offer you an epidural, they give you your C-section, and you're on your merry way. But would you have needed any of these interventions if you didn't push the body into labor and delivery when it wasn't ready? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think it's bizarre that there's so many C-sections around us nowadays. But I don't know. I'm no doctor. Alright, I just wanted to give you a little update on my breastfeeding journey. Breastfeeding is something that should be natural, but really is not. Can somebody explain to me why breastfeeding is so hard? Why? Theoretically speaking, you just need to get your nipple into this baby, well, not the nipple, the breast, into this baby's mouth, and it's supposed to connect and do what it do. But you know what does not connect? Your breast and the baby's mouth. It's all over the place. She's staring at you, you're staring at her. At least that was my experience. It was very difficult. My breastfeeding journey was terribly long. It really felt like it, but I'm happy to say that we are on the other side. 3 months later, now I can confidently say that I know what I'm doing and she knows what she's doing. So, woo-woo to that. But at the beginning, y'all, I didn't think I could do this. There were some nights where I don't know how long I can do this. I was crying. It's so painful. And I don't even know why it's so difficult, but I think, your breasts are sore, they're sensitive, the baby's learning, and you are learning the baby as well. So there's a lot that happens, but I would highly encourage someone to see a lactation consultant. And not just one. See one that vibes with you. Because I saw 4 different consultants. That's right. That is right. I didn't just see one, I saw multiple. And the reason being is that the first lady that I saw, I kind of felt like I wasn't vibing with her. And if I'm not vibing with you in my old age, see ya. I'm gonna see somebody else. I'm gonna see my way out. Okay, thank you. It was cool though. Like I bought a pillow from her, which helped. But I was telling her what my issue was, which was I felt like my daughter wasn't opening her mouth wide enough. And she gave me some positions to help, but the actual issue was still there. So I was like, okay, next. So I saw another consultant, and she was, did I see 4? Or did I see 3? I don't even remember now. I was in the haze, y'all. I'm trying to remember who the second was. Second one was, okay, I don't remember her. So she must have not been good. But the third lady that I saw, she's the one that really made a huge... Oh, the second lady that I saw, I paid. Oh, I paid for her to come to the house because I was like, okay, if this is happening and I'm having a lot of issues, perhaps if I pay someone, then I'm going to get the right information. And I paid her, and she came to the house and did not do too much. So, okay, let me take it back. I don't want to say that, but each person that I saw gave me a little piece of the puzzle that I was able to put together at the end, and I had a full picture. So the first person gave me a pillow and certain positions that helped. Second person told me about body work. So body work is when it's basically massages for your baby, where they can assess, their mouth muscles, their neck, everything to make sure that they're not tight or uncomfortable, so that they can relax and breastfeed properly. So body work is more for the baby. So she's the one who kind of mentioned that. So then I ended up, and also mentioned that she potentially could have a tongue tie or a lip tie. So from that, we saw a dentist that takes care of lip and tongue tie, and we had those released. Cool. Now the third lactation consultant that I saw, she is the one that really connected everything together for me, because she made breastfeeding a relaxing experience. So a lot of the consultant that I saw before, you have a pillow under the baby, you're holding the baby's head, your hand is hurting, your wrist is hurting, the baby's uncomfortable, you're uncomfortable, you're kind of leaning over, shoulder hurts, you're in shambles, everything hurts. And she basically gave me the best positions of latching the baby and then relaxing, leaning back, switching your hands, so now your baby's head is in your elbow, so it's not like in your hand, you're not holding this baby this entire time, because the reality is your baby's gonna grow and they're gonna get heavier, and I don't know how they expect us to hold a baby with our hand the entire time. So she made the whole experience better and easier. And I saw someone after that, because I couldn't see her again. She's with the city, so you can't see the same person over and over, but which is unfortunate. I kind of wish I could see her again. But the next person that I saw, it was more to confirm that everything was okay, because I wanted to make sure that she was actually eating enough. Because that's another thing with breastfeeding. You don't know if your baby's eating enough. How much did you have? An ounce? 2 ounces? 3? I don't know. You barely know how much you're making. So it's so confusing. But anyway, so I saw her to make sure everything was okay. And she confirmed that, how much she was eating. Basically, she weighted the baby naked. Or I think the baby had a diaper on. Anyways, I don't know. I wasn't a haze girl. She weighted the baby before breastfeeding, and then we weighted her after, and then you could tell that she had gained some weight. So that's how you know how much that they are eating or consuming. Anyways, so all that to say, the breastfeeding journey is finally gotten better. And I was so adamant about doing that because, to me, and that is my unprofessional opinion, breastfeeding or breast milk, whether you breastfeed or you pup and give it to your baby, I think it's the best. I think it has all the nutrients that they need. It changes over time to cater to what they need in that moment. It's very interesting. And did you know, when you feed at night, your baby gets like melatonin or something, or I don't know, some sort of hormones through your breast milk that make them sleepier. It's very interesting. Anyways, all that to say, it was difficult, but I am very glad I did it. And in terms of my diet, I had this question for a while. Am I eating anything specific to have a lot of milk? No. I make sure I eat a lot of proteins and drink a lot of water. I find that these two makes a difference. But the biggest thing is supply and demand. So I was pumping a lot at first. I would feed the baby and then pump, feed the baby, pump, feed the baby, pump, which put me in a cycle of just extreme difficulties. Okay, it was really hard to be stuck in a cycle of just washing pump parts and pumping, etc. But that ended up being the reason I think I have a decent amount of milk. So that's basically what's been going on with me, y'all. And my hair journey, I feel like we need to have a whole other video in terms of my hair, because we're going to start wrapping up. Because word in the streets is that curly cuts have been ruining people's hair. Ooh! Now that is a way to end this chat on a suspenseful way. Curly cuts are ruining natural hair since when, houseway? Anyways, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, y'all. I'm just going to go through some comments as we wrap up. Breast is best. It's not an option. It's a fact. As well as a miracle. I would be heartbroken if I was unable to. Well, keep at it, because I know you said you're pregnant. And keep at it. I guess people say fed is best just to accommodate everyone. But at the end of the day, you know, you want to feed your baby. That's what's important. But just do the best that you can for your baby. And I agree, you know, like, it's a journey. You have to keep at it. It's not easy at first, so give yourself at least 2 months. After that, you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel, okay? I really suffered with my first month of postpartum and breastfeeding. It was worse because I'm a doctor and everyone assumes you know what to do. Oh, that's a whole other conversation there. Yeah, postpartum is very difficult. I feel like oh my God, we don't talk about it enough. I have a whole video actually that's going to come out soon about things that I wish I knew about postpartum, because everybody keeps asking me. I feel like I'm turning into the spokeswoman of postpartum. Not that I want to, but since no one wants to talk about it, and then they'll tell me, Jen, can you talk about this? Which is something that happens during postpartum. I'm like, I guess I will if I must. But I don't want to be known for postpartum conversations, okay? Someone said, Sandra said she was thankful. Oh, she remembers when she breastfed her daughter 22 years ago. It was very difficult. She felt like a failure. She was still in the hospital when she delivered, so she bottle fed the baby. She was so distressed. But thankfully, there was a nurse that came in the night shift, sat with her and helped her with her baby. Wow, sat with her. That's so important. She took the time with me and helped me to relax so my baby was mixed feeding. And you know what? I feel like at the hospital, the nurses that I had, they were just, this is what you do. Shove the baby and then they go. It's like, I don't, what? Is this okay? Like, and you awkwardly holding this baby this entire time? Anyways, a mess. Yeah, they really don't take the time with you. I find when it comes to, when it comes to what you should be doing at the hospital. And then they just let you go. You're all broken, walking away. And they're like, you got this, mama. And you're like, do I? Everything hurts. You haven't slept. And they're like, you got this. Okay, thanks. And you don't got this. When you go home, you realize, wow, I don't got it. But anyways, you learn. Claire said we need a whole postpartum chat. I'll consider it. If you guys have any ideas for topics, you know, be sure to leave a comment under this video or something and let us know. And yeah, this was nice. I had a lot of fun. Induction is step 1 of the cascade of interventions. Your intuition was right, Jen. Rushing the natural process can easily leave issues. The baby releases a hormone that starts labor when it's ready. You hear that? Y'all heard that? The baby releases a hormone when it's ready. And I completely agree. I feel like they really kind of rushed the process. Once you're like 37 weeks, induce. Let's go. Let's get this baby out. And it's like, why? This is something I realized after I went through an induction. No issues, thank God. But definitely something I thought more after the fact. I will not be choosing an induction the next time around. I support you in that decision. Last birth was 12 years ago during the aftermath of a blizzard here up north. I was the only mother on the ward who was not getting a C-section. See? They're just trying to like get us through, and I hate that. Anyways, all right, I could be here all day, but I'm gonna let you go, girl.